This is it. This is the thing that you've all been sitting tight for, or, the someplace north of a large portion of AU million who put down $1,000 to pre-order one, at any rate. This is the Tesla Model 3, the hotly anticipated answer for Tesla's most serious issue. It offers autos that a great many people can't manage. It's the Model 3 that stands ready to move Tesla from consecrated, optimistic startup to authentic, cynic-free corporate achievement. That is a great deal of strain to put on a solitary, $35,000 auto, and there's one issue as of now: the auto you're taking a gander at really costs $56,500. That moves it from being a contender of the $37,495 Chevrolet Bolt EV and up into the scope of a pleasantly prepared BMW 3 Series, or even a base 530e. How? We should begin there. Ordinarily at a roadshow we don't discuss design until the finish of an audit. Be that as it may, since cost is such a colossal piece of the Model 3's charm, I will get it off the beaten path front and center. The Tesla Model 3 hypothetically begins at $35,000. For that you'll get an auto with a sound 220 miles of range and a 0-60 time of around 5.6 seconds. That execution is keeping pace with a $40,000 BMW 330i, and a couple of tenths snappier than the $45,600 BMW 330a Crossbreed. Notwithstanding, for the present at any rate, you can just get the Model 3 long range, and that begins at $44,000. There's a decent shot you'll need to include another $5,000 for the premium package, which includes current necessities, for example, warm seats. Tesla's greatly advertised autopilot driver help bundle is a further $5,000, and in the event that you need to include the future full self-driving limit, that'll be $3,000 more. Include another $1,500 for the haggles, $1,000 to get the red multi-coat paint. On the auto we tried, it means a last sticker cost of $56,500, in addition to a further $1,000 gold charge. Truly, you could escape for as meager as $44,000 at the present time, however then you'd be moving on an auto with no warm seats, and when you're talking this much cash, that just feels off base. On the off chance that I were purchasing, I'd skirt the paint and locate my own wheels to spare $2,500. I'd likewise take the bet and leave off the future self-driving alternative, giving me a cost of $54,000. Only for examination's purpose, a BMW 530 half and half begins at $52,650. In the wake of arranging and paying for the thing, a proprietor's first involvement with a Model 3 will open it, and trust it or not that is an errand requiring some clarification. When you take conveyance of your Model 3 you won't get a conventional, metal key or even a favor remote dandy with squishy catches like on the Model S and X. Rather, you get a couple of dark, chrome emblazoned cards that utilization the same refit innovation that numerous INs utilize. Simply tap the card onto the B column and, open sesame, the entryway opens. Tap it again on the inside reassure to empower the start. It sounds sufficiently straightforward, and to be sure it is, however in the event that you're supposing this is quite less helpful than having the auto perceive a remote key dandy as you approach, you're not off base. Gratefully, there's another method to open the auto. All that's needed is a couple of taps to match the Model 3 to an Apple or Android telephone. At that point the auto will recognize you as you approach, opening at whatever point you get close and, alternatively, bolting again as you leave. You can likewise dispatch the Tesla application on your telephone to open the trunks or glimmer the lights, and keeping in mind that that is more unwieldy than pushing a committed catch on a key dandy, it does in any event mean one less thing to convey all over the place. One less thing to lose, as well. By and by this works entirely well, yet on a couple of events I was left remaining by the auto for 2 or 3 ungainly seconds sitting tight for it to open itself. There is by all accounts some slack in the framework that ideally Tesla will block out in a future auto refresh. Since it's a Tesla, you can control a ton more through the application as well, including preconditioning the temperature and checking charging status. Be that as it may, significantly, you can't utilize the summon include that remotely and self-sufficiently pulls the Model S or X out of a parking space. That, I'm told, will come later. When you make sense of how to open the thing, you approach the most unmistakable inside I've at any point found in a cutting-edge auto plan for the majority. It's really not normal for whatever else underway today, The dashboard is a solitary unit with just marginally a bigger number of bends than a straight edge, yet all the nearness of an Eames plant. It's ruled, at any rate on the auto I tried, by a segment of crude wood only a couple of shades darker than blonde. What's more, it's punctuated underneath by a line of brushed metal. There are no vents, at any rate not in the conventional sense, no measure bunch and, at last, no diversions. Wind streams from a crease that runs the length of the dash and from different vents covered up in the lodge. The look is stark and invigorating and, joined with the transparency gave by the glass rooftop, it's genuinely a wonderful looking spot. It's zen to the point that I half expected a whiff of incense the first occasion when I sat down. The inside is zen to the point that I half expected a whiff of incense the first occasion when I sat down. Furthermore, it doesn't simply look great. There's a lot of headroom, even in the back, and wherever is trimmed with capacity cubbies and cup holders, a major change over the Model S. There's even a devoted telephone charging region you can set up with your decision of USB Type-C or Lightning connector. However, tragically my Note 8 with a thin case wouldn't fit. A decent estimated trunk hides behind the 60/40 split collapsing seats. What's more, a petite frunk, Tesla's name for a front trunk, in the nose gives somewhat more space. The Model 3 offers 15 add up to cubic feet of load limit, about a large portion of that of the Model S, yet more than the BMW 3 Series. Furthermore, that it does as such in such a wonderful space is outstanding, yet that stylish interest and virtue includes some significant pitfalls, and that cost is ease of use. Things that you can essentially and effortlessly do specifically in a typical auto, or even in a Model S or X, here require a progression of taps on the new, 15-inch touchscreen. Thank heavens you'll invest a large portion of your energy in a Model 3 looking forward through the far-reaching windscreen and not down at the dashboard, since this auto is a delight to drive. Introductory quickening off the line demonstrates this is a fast auto, not ludicrous snappy by any methods, but rather much more responsive than a Chevy Bolt EV, or without a doubt, pretty much anything electric shy of a Model S. It's more than fit for putting a grin all over at each stoplight. The Model 3 flies away with scarcely a hum from its electric drivetrain, a quiet surge of torque that, working together with a moderate inside, makes motoring down the interstate a quieting knowledge. It likewise gives you greater chance to welcome the sound framework, which more than satisfies what you'd expect in an auto costing an abundance of $50,000.